So the question is, how important is diet, and could it inhibit, practice, or can it help one's practice, help one's mind, body, and taking care of oneself?
Well, I think it'd be safe to say that everything brought into the body can be a question. Whether it's to your advantage or your disadvantage, whether it's going to contribute to your healing or to your disease. Everything. Ears, what comes in the ears, what comes in the eyes, what we see affects us. What we breathe in, what we taste, what the body's receiving as a cellular sort of factory of, let's say, biology and health, so on psychic resonance, the etheric body, emotional body, and so on. All of this is for receiving and then putting out. So the healthier you are, the more radiant, the more happy you are. The less, then the more intoxicated you are, or let's say, endarkened you are. So you're not enlightened. If you're down on yourself, it's darkness, so I call it endarkenment, so unhappiness. So what you eat has a lot to do with it. So having a good sense of what dietary requirements your body needs, either by way of asking your physician or someone who you can depend upon, who's knowledgeable in terms of diet, and we're talking lighter diet more than just any old diet. And let's say it's good for the family or good for friends, and it's basically unconscious and just animal eating with no ultimate purpose behind it except just to grub out. Right? Right, so when we're talking about yoga practice, and the lighter you eat, see, then the easier it's going to be for you to do the practice. See, the practice is calmness. And if you're not feeling well, then it's hard for you to be calm. You're stressed out. So you have to do something in terms of intake that enables you to balance out, feel better, feel lighter, of course, so you feel you have energy, and you're not killing yourself with overeating or eating the wrong foods, which are heavy foods, which for many could be too much meat, too much fish, and too much garbage food, whatever that might be. So a little bit of these things, eating in moderation is very wise till you get to a place where you can fast and go to the ultimate enlightenment practice, which is no eating at all, where the body just feeds off itself, you feed off a light. The idea is to eat light, consume light, so that you can become enlightened. So what you put in your system is going to contribute tremendously towards that goal. And so it depends on also like what you eat and who you eat, what kind of animals, what level of reality you're eating. All the yogis have recommended that you eat very lightly. It's milk, rice, and fruits, and vegetables, and living foods are usually the best for some people who want a lot of energy. And when I'm playing, I have to fast. I can't eat any physical energy when I'm playing. After I play, I always have room for that. But for the most part, I'm fasting and not eating and not even thinking about food. Comment?
Is there a certain period of time that you fast before a gig like that?
Probably a day or two.
A day or two.
Yeah, same day, usually, depending. Okay. But for me, the creative process has to do with a certain kind of fire sense of burn and fire, sound of fire. It's hard to describe it. Maybe that's a poetic phraseology for something that is indescribable, but it's fire sound. I know what it is. That's why I called it that. I describe it as fire sound, not jazz, not music. It's sound. Sound on fire. So it means it has more intensity. So we're talking about the core intensity of sound, vibration. It's also an elevation of intelligence and consciousness. So it's not just something you hear with your physical ears, it's something you know psychically as well as physically.